The McClellan family townhome is a house located on 2026 Bradley Place in Georgetown in Washington, D.C., now inhabited only by a dormant Mr. Handy. The townhouse was previously home to the McClellan family, made up from the parents, a baby, a child, the dog Muffy, and the family's Mr. Handy. Only the fates of the last three are known. The boy died in bed, the dog died in the backyard, and the robot lies dormant, but still fully functional, at its station. The home is located in the first floor of a 3-story brick building. By the small backyard is a centaur, and a leveled super mutant wielding a melee weapon. There is also the family's dog, Muffy, which can be found dead beside a full bottle of whiskey. The home is remarkably small, consisting of a main living room, in which a derelict baby carriage can be found, the kitchen, the child's bedroom, the room with the dormant Mr. Handy, and the master bedroom upstairs. Inside the children's room is what remains of the family's oldest son, lying in bed still holding his teddy bear, along with an assortment of toys. In the adjacent room is the dormant but still working Mr. Handy, besides which is the unprotected terminal that can be used to control it. Lastly, the master bedroom upstairs consists only of a couple-sized bed, a chair, and a ceiling light. In a small room on the first floor there is a rather moody Mr. Handy robot that can be manipulated with a nearby unprotected terminal. There are 5 options to choose from. Deactivate unit. This recalls the Mr. Handy to its base. Walk Muffy. This will instruct the Mr. Handy to walk the family's dog, Muffy. The Mr. Handy will travel outside, find the dog's body, and try to convince it to stand up. If the player approaches the dog, however, it will turn hostile. Pick up grocery order. This option directs the Mr. Handy to the nearby grocery shop, assuming it isn't destroyed en route by super mutants. It will just stop at the door and come back home. Read children bedtime poem. This instructs the Mr. Handy to go to the children's room and begin reciting a poem. Curiously, despite its rather violent reaction to the dog being dead, it does not seem to care or notice that the children are clearly deceased. After telling the bedtime poem, it will return to the pad and deactivate itself again. Home Security Mode sets the unit to patrol mode, searching out any enemies outside. The name of the family that used to live here is a reference to Ray Bradbury's short story, There Will Come Soft Rains, about a robotic house in Allendale, California that still works after a nuclear war, not knowing that its owners have perished in the atomic blast. The address is a reference to the story, which is set in August 2026. Also worth noting is that the McClellan last name was used in Ray Bradbury's book, Fahrenheit 451, and the address, Bradley Place, seems to be a play on words for Ray Bradbury's last name. The poem that the Mr. Handy recites is There Will Come Soft Rains by Sarah Tesdale, a post-apocalyptic poem from 1920, which also inspired Bradbury's short story of the same name. In Bradbury's short story, the main computer of a robotic house reads the same poem, not knowing that the person who's supposed to be listening is long gone. Only one living thing makes an appearance in the Bradbury story, a wild dog, which had been slowly dying from radiation poisoning. It makes its way back to the house only to die. Its corpse is then swiftly removed by the house's automated cleaning robots. The dead body of the McClellan's dog Muffy can be found in the vicinity of the house exterior.
There will come soft rains and the smell of the ground, and swallows circling with their shimmering sound, and frogs in the pool singing at night, and wild plum trees in tremulous white. Robins will wear their feathery fire, whispering their whims on a low fence wire, and not one will know of the war, not one will care at last when it is done. Not one would mind, neither bird nor tree, if mankind perished utterly. And Spring herself, when she woke at dawn, would scarcely know that we were gone.